Hello, hello. What is going on, friends in YouTube land? How's everybody doing? So, we are playing Domination on Crash Zone, and we are rocking Georgia. So this is one of my favorite chips, and this is one of my favorite chips for the commander build that I have set up that I've had for a while now. So, a few people have asked, and you guys know me. I'm not usually one to get into the crazy nitty gritty of commanders and builds and armor and stuff. Typically I go through how I have my commander build set up, and to be honest, at the end of a lot of videos I do that, right? But to be honest, I mean, you really gotta just do it, set it up based on your own personal preference and play style. I think if you're doing what somebody else says is best, it's just you're probably doing it wrong, because if you don't like to play like that, then it doesn't make sense. I put out a video earlier today going through the new Azur Lane Wave 5 commanders, and of course I'm always with stuff like that, I'm always going to be behind some of the other guys, right? But or I'm just not going to do it because I like it. It's not that big of a deal to me, right? But because I think for the most part, we're just eyeing up this Congress, waiting for that island symbol to go away before we take this kind of semi-blind shot, But yeah, my honest opinion is build things out to your playstyle. If you're interested in one of the commanders, get one that suits your playstyle and ships that you like to play as, right? Otherwise, to me, it doesn't make sense, right? So I have Azur Lane, New Jersey, which whatever wave that was, or whether that was the first one, and I think I did fork over real cash to buy enough doubloons to get her, right? But I have Azur Lane, New Jersey, and that's the build that I'm running right now on this Georgia, and it suits the style of how I like to play most of my American battleships. There's some range perks, and there's some damage perks with AP shells, right? So the big one that people are asking about now is I think it's the Azur Lane Colorado for Azur Lane Wave 5. That's, you can buy for real cash right now. And it's, and the reload perks that you can get with that. So you could do, people are doing Montana and Ohio builds where you can get, partway through the game, eventually your reload gets down to something crazy like 18 seconds. And yeah, that sounds awesome, but I think that I don't think that's for me, one. And so if you're, and the reason is, and you're going to see it here because this is how I play with most of my American battleships, is range. Now there are plenty of times when I still get aggressive, but I like the range, accuracy, and big damage, right? So I'm gonna wait for this buffalo to see if he starts moving forward, and then we'll take the shot. So that's how I have this. So I think that if I were to get that commander, if I were to get Azur Lane Colorado, and if you look at my video on how I thought we were gonna miss there, if you look at my video on when I go through those commanders and their perks, which I had put out earlier today. I feel like that commander setup kind of supports some aggressive, a little bit more of an aggressive play style to get you in close, right? Because you get these awesome reload perks, but then you're gonna sacrifice some accuracy, range, or damage, right? So that has its ups and downs, right? So, but yeah, if you find yourself, if you really like the American battleships and you find yourself in more close quarters combat, I guess, or the mid range level is probably really where it's at, right? But I'm a huge fan of taking ships like the Georgia and just completely destroying somebody from 18 kilometers out like that. That's where I have fun. So that's how I built this commander up, right? So, but that doesn't, I don't sit in the back of the map. As you can see here, we are pressing in on zone A, right? So you still want to make sure you're kind of, trying to win the game, right? So I'm trying to keep pressure on the zone A. I know this Massachusetts is getting low, right? So we turn in to kind of challenge this. And then we know we don't have to worry about destroyers, right? Their enemy destroyers over there capping B right now. So we're not worried about him at the moment. But yeah, so this was just a good game that I happened to play today. That kind of, like, this is my play style, and so this is why I'm not planning to buy Azur Lane Colorado, right? Because I like this setup, right? So go, check this video out, because we've got some good moments coming up. We already are at 80,000 damage, right? And it's still kind of early, right? We're finished with this. I guess the first third of the game, if you want to consider a 15-minute game, we're down to 10 minutes, right? So Massachusetts here, it looks like he is broadside to us. I'm not sure which way he's looking. It's going to be unfortunate if he's looking towards us, because we are also broadside to him. But it looks like he's run into this island, so he's a little bit vulnerable. Probably doesn't know we're here yet. As you can see, we're not spotted until he picks us up. And I should have fired just a little bit sooner, because he does get his bullets off too and takes a good chunk of our health. But we finish him off. Get those 3 defend banners. You guys know how I love me some defend ribbons and banners. And then, here I'm making a decision like, yes, I'm going to go in and cap the zone. But I'm looking at where my team is and where I am. And I think, if you weren't paying attention to the minimap, you may just head straight through here and go after these enemy ships, right? But my team, I can see bullets coming from over there. I can see my team shooting bullets at them. So my team's holding them back, right? So I'm gonna sneak around. Like, they don't know where I'm going. I'm again unspotted. I'm gonna take advantage of that, and I'm gonna sneak around. So making sure I get the zone cap. So if I were to kind of poke my head out and in that direction and get spotted, they could potentially stop me from capping the zone. So that'd be bad too. So here we're gonna be patient, right? It's lame because we don't get to fire our guns right now. But in this example here, with that Azur Lane Colorado build, you need to be firing your guns because the reload speed increases every third salvo, right? So what am I gonna do? Just shoot my guns at nothing here? Which would, increase your chances of getting spotted somewhere else on the map, So trying to eye up to see if I can hit this Buffalo, but we can't, right? But as you can see, I had 3 teammates on the outside. The 2 battleships are still there, right? That's fine. But they've been pressing, right? So they've kind of forced this Buffalo into a retreat mode. And then the Marlboro's back there too, who's not even firing, isn't spotted anymore. So my guess is not much is happening with him since he's not spotted. So he's probably backing up too. So this Buffalo is going to have no idea what's coming for him. We sent out our spotter plane, make sure these bullets are nice and accurate, and he's toast. Devastating strike. And then here we go. Marlboro's getting spotted, probably by our airplane, but still doesn't see us anymore. Nothing spot us. We are a little bit broadside to him, but a lot of folks, myself included, like to do HE builds with those ships, so I'm not too worried, but we are going to try and angle away enough to where we can still get our guns on him. He's looking at us, and we get those bullets off before he can fire and we get another murdering strike. So that one didn't count as a dev strike, but they're short and sweet game. I don't need Azur Lane Colorado, guys. And we have, I have a lot of awesome devastating strikes and stuff with my Azur Lane build. And so, in fact, go out and look for my, I do have a, top of the leaderboard easy, 2900 XP. But I do have a, and I'll try and remember to put it in the comments to look for it. But if you don't see it there, it's in the community section on my YouTube page too. But I have a devastating strike video, just all awesome moments that I've had, and I've been in the Georgia beginning of the game and completely taken out another Georgia from across the map with this Azur Lane build, right? So I don't need Azur Lane Colorado. Now, granted, I don't know, I don't even remember when this Azur Lane New Jersey came out, right? When I got this, but I was you know what, this suited my playstyle, so I went and forked over the money for it, and it's one of the very few times I've had to purchase some doubloons with some real cash in order to get this. But this base trait, just doing more damage if you're over 10 kilometers away, that's awesome to me. And then we're doing AP multiplier and shell grouping for inspirations, right? Okay. And then range and shell grouping, risk of catching fire. You know how I hate commander perks that have a negative aspect, but this suits the build, right? Suits my playstyle, how I want to play the game, right? And so yeah, so gun traverse speed, but we're going for the AP shell damage there. This is where you could, pick whatever you want. I'm not a fan of the shell switching one because, whatever. And then here it is. This don't you just love it? This is the one I'm here for, right? I mean, aside from the base trait, right? But deal more damage with Citadel strikes and main battery dispersion. When I get this one maxed out, plus 15% damage with Citadel strikes. So this does look similar to the Soviet Commanders perk that's on sale right now for Azur Lane Wave 5. It's a little bit different, and the Citadel, the Citadel damage doesn't go up as high, but there's like some other like tweaks to it. It's like better ricochet angling, or it's like stuff like that. So that I kind of go through in my previous video from today when we talk about those commanders. So absolutely go check that out. I will also try to remember put a link in the description to that video. But this is just like to kind of highlight why I'm not too crazy excited about some of these Azur Lane Wave 5 commanders. I am a little bit interested in the Bismarck one, and I'll explain that in that video, in that in my previous video from today. That one excites me a little bit more than the Colorado one, right? So go check that out. Don't forget to follow the channel, guys. I am doing World of Warships videos every single day. So that way we can talk again tomorrow, right? See you then.